Public service announcement to kick things off today. There's every chance that, like me, you're a little bit surprised to see that this is episode 12, not episode 11. I was asleep when episode 11 came out on Sunday because it was a couple of hours after the 24-hour live stream finished. Looking back, I probably didn't need to release 2 videos the day I finished the 24-hour live stream. So if you didn't catch that one, go back and watch that one first. If you're fully up to date, feel free to... I mean, to be fair, you can watch this one if you want anyway, but me, I'd want to watch them in order. Hello and welcome to part 12 of Backing the Boro. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Boston and at home against Leamington in the National League North. Since you were last with me, we've gone I can't speak, and I think I might have said non-league to legend on the intro. You know I meant Backing the Boro. Oh, I'm still not recovered. It's Tuesday afternoon now and I've still not recovered from this 24-hour live stream. Perhaps I never will. We've been on a nice run of green, apart from some red and some orange that got in the way a little bit. But we recovered from it. It's fine. All is looking good. We're scoring lots of goals. We've mastered the 5-3 again, which we were pretty good at last year. We're into the third round of the FA Trophy, where we get to play Crewe. Didn't we already play Crewe? We already played Crewe in the FA Cup. So we get to play Crewe again. Third time this season we're going to play Crewe, and we've signed a player. He came through on my scout reports with a 98 out of 100 on his recommendation. We couldn't really afford him, but he's a 98. We just went and got him anyway. He was a non-contract player at FC United. He's played all season for them and not exactly set the world alight, but he was a 98 on my recommendation. We just had to go for him. We've only got him until the end of the season, so if it doesn't work out, we'll move him on. But it's Joe Wheatley. He's 22, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He's just a central midfielder. He can tackle a bit. It's very splendid. He's apparently as good as Tom Elliott and better than all the other central midfield options we've got, and should be a good National League good National League central midfielder in the future. So if we can get up this year, he can come with us, hopefully. If we don't get up, we can release him and save his money. But at the moment, we're looking good for a playoff finish. I know we've still got a long way to go, but we're up in 4th place. Realistically, winning the league is not going to happen, but if we can stay in this playoff mix all the way through, then that will be very pleasant. So, this is the team that we're putting out there today. We are going to see the new boy making his debut, and since he's come in, we've switched the midfield combinations up a little bit. It's something that's been discussed down in the comments a couple of times. We've moved AJ George to be a deep line playmaker on support rather than defend, and made Wheatley a central midfielder on defend. He's a ball-winning midfielder at heart anyway, so being in there, being Mr. Tackle, suits him down to the ground, and it just allows George to get a little bit more involved, a little bit further forward, combine with Jordan Nicholson a little bit more, set up some more chances for Rocker and Chambers, and put Trotman and Lewis in down the sides, and it seems to be working well. That's where all the goals have started to come from as we've made that change. So our team is Lioness in goal, a back four of Clark, Ercolani and Jones, with Lewis and Trotman as the wing backs, Wheatley and George in midfield, and then the front three, Nuneaton's own Holy Trinity. We've got Nicholson, Rocker and Chambers, and goodness me, is this a good combination. So far this season, Jordan Nicholson, 5 goals, 7 assists, a 7.49. Ashley Chambers has 14 goals, 3 assists and a 7.07. And Elliot Rocker is on 13 goals, 5 assists and a 7.18. They're a bit good, that front three. Let's go and play a football match. So place your bets now. Now I've got all excited about those 3 players. Are we getting injuries, red cards, or just a poor performance today? It's obviously going to be one of the 3. There's not a chance we're going to have an all-conquering attacking performance where we score 5 goals and they're all brilliant, because I've led you to believe that that could happen. And Football Manager listens. We all know Football Manager listens. I should record the intros after the matches so that they can't have any impact on it. But then I'd know what I wouldn't be able to resist telling you what happened. Oh, watch today because we're going to win 2 games. Won't that be fun? Or watch this one and I get angry when we lose. I don't think it has quite the same ring to it. So we're losing 1-0. I mean, it's not the front three's fault yet. Could argue that Rocker perhaps should have won that, or Nicholson could have won that, but we won't argue that just yet. We're going to give them the benefit of the doubt for now. And if they're involved in the next 3 or 4 goals that Boston score, then we might start to worry a little bit. We've lost 1 match in like 15 games. And I talk positively about the team and this happens. Don't ever talk positively about the team. You've been doing this for 2 years now. Have you learned nothing from doing YouTube? If you're positive and excited, the team lose. The only time you ever win is when your backs are against the wall and you're miserable. This is good. Keep working yourself up into misery with this conversation. It's not working. It knows I'm secretly still confident. Because we are a good team. I think we should be fine. I compare this to the teams I had at Alfreton, the team I've got at Bath in the non-league legend save. This Nuneaton team, this bunch of players, is so much better than either of the teams that we had at Alfreton and Bath. We've got strength in depth all throughout the team. We've got options. We've got proper quality. Yet, performance-wise, we're not really that much better than we were over those two places. I don't know if I'm getting the tactics wrong or if actually it's all relative. And although these have got better star ratings, they're not actually any better. And Danny Mills is perhaps much better than Ashley Chambers. He probably is. But I don't know. I still think this is a really good squad and we should be all right for promotion. Nicholson to Chambers. Frees up Rocker. Rocker runs down this left wing. Cross comes in. Nicholson's there. There's your front three combining. And Jordan Nicholson, what was that? His 4th or 5th or something goal of the season. Huzzah. Jordan Nicholson. Good work. Rocker, I mean, he took this a little bit wide here, but he's so quick and so hard working that he was always going to get hold of it and get the cross in, and Nicholson and Chambers were both queuing up to tuck it away. So, fingers crossed, after that little early blip, we'll be all right now. Is this the second half? I don't remember half time. Right, Rocker again, lumps it over to Chambers, who's in acres of space. Nicholson's racing forward in the middle as well. Chambers probably should have squared that, but I can understand the form he's in and the goals he's scored recently, why he wouldn't want to square it, and that was weird from Jones. What a weird header to attempt. I don't even know what he was trying there, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Chambers not having the best of game, and we've got Yorson on the bench, who is an example of this strength and depth we talked about. He's officially a winger, but we've been training him to play up front all year. He played a lot of games and scored a lot of goals in this division last year, and we've barely used him. 12 goals, 13 assists for Stockport. Did Stockport get promoted? Stockport got promoted, so he's part of a promotion-winning team, playing well, involved in 25 goals, and we've barely used him. But he has played a little bit recently as he's becoming more comfortable playing up front. He's now natural as a striker, which he wasn't when he arrived. So let's get him in the team for Chambers. And if Chambers isn't going to have a good game, we've got Yorson there to just come in and say, look, I was involved in a promotion push last year. This is the strength in depth we've got here at Nuneaton. Right, we're going to get Salmons onto the pitch as well. He can come on for George. And I may as well. I'll bring on Diane for Erkalani. Why not? And we'll stick Jones in the middle. We're going to swap this whole lot around just to get Diane out on the left because he's left-footed, I think. Jones is the quickest of the three, I think. So we'll play them in that combination. That's what I always do anyway. If all that information about them is wrong, I've been building my back three under false pretenses for quite a long time. Right, Diane clears. And, Boston are coming back at us now, and it's 2-1. Aye. Come on, lads. Let's get up the other end and grab a couple of goals. We should be winning this game. Even if we look at the chances created, we've created more chances than they have. We're officially being mugged. Kev's rules, we're being mugged. We need to put a stop to that. Boston have had 2 half chances and scored them both. We've had 6 chances in total and scored once. I mean, part of that is the Ashley Chambers effect, but part of it is just we need to be a little bit more prolific. And here's Yorson to try and prove he can be that man. Plays it back to Salmons and it doesn't even make it there. That was really poor. And now Boston trying to counter. Don't know what Kenny Clark did there. It looked like he just clonked the Boston forward. Nothing's come from it. I don't know if they'll call back and book him or something for it, but we seem to have a bit of an attack going on. And it's one of these weird, not really sure why it's a highlight. It seems to have started too early. Which way is it going to fall deals? Rocker's in behind. Can he square to Yorson? He can. And that's why it was a highlight. But we had some weird end-to-end stuff, like 3 moves before the one that actually led to the goal. But that's Yorson's second goal in 2 or 3 games. And he's starting to push for a starting spot because he's coming off the bench and making impacts on games. And if he continues to do that, certainly with a promotion from this league under his belt last year, I'm not going to be able to keep him out of the team for much longer if Ashley Chambers continues to be inconsistent. Despite being our top scorer, he kind of does it in bursts. He'll score a hat-trick and then not score for 5 games and then get another hat-trick, and that doesn't really help us. We need someone who's going to be a constant goal threat, not a goal threat every now and again, and when he's not, he's not. Right, let's not throw this away again. We fought back from behind twice in this game. There's 2 or 3 minutes left. It would be very pleasant if we could get the ball at the other end and grab a winner. As it is, we're defending a corner. Linus grabs it. Just lump it. We've got 15 seconds to get the ball at the other end of the pitch. Kick the ball, Dean. There we go. Is Rocker going to be there? He's not. Kicked it too early. Oh, but Lewis lumps it forward towards Orson, who can't quite get there. And I think this is it now. I don't think there's going to be anything more coming out of this. And there isn't. 2 all away from home, I guess, is never a bad result. But I think we probably should have done better. Hopefully we'll go and thump Leamington now. No changes then for the Leamington game. We're going to put Boston down to just being a blip. And we're going to go and beat them. And we're going to beat them. Oh, they're lining up the same as we are. They're doing a 3-5-2 as well. I don't know if that's allowed. We were trying to exploit the league with our 3-5-2. Yes, we're going to get the result we want, obviously. Because we are the mighty Nuneaton and they are only Leamington. So let's go and grab the result that we want. Trotman's got very far forward very early on, which, that could be very splendid if this was anything other than just a kick-off highlight. But there's your little rebound back to our back three, and there's the highlight endings. It was just the kick-off. So, why do they have to show us that? Just show us the good stuff. That's not a key highlight, is it? Kicking off isn't key. I can live without seeing the kick-off. Right. This is going to be a proper highlight now. We're going to go at the other end and we're going to grab a goal. Linus kicks it a nice long way. Rocker picks it up in loads of space. He's sort of dropped back between their midfield and defence here, which is very splendid of him. And we're knocking the ball around nicely. Trotman with the chance to cross in. He does. He goes behind everybody, but Lewis picks it up to cross back to Chambers, who scores. It's 1-0. Oh, it would be nice if today's the day Ashley Chambers turns up and scores an absolute hatful of goals. Leamington are a local derby, aren't they? I feel like they are. Leamington, but I know I keep getting it wrong. There's so many teams that I think should be near Nuneaton in this league, but Leamington really must be near Nuneaton. I'm picturing a map in my head, and it's just down the road, isn't it? These must be the big rivals. So let's give them an absolute thumping and send them home with a wagging finger. And don't come here and try that nonsense again, you rascals. Right. Oh, does that move? It moves us back up to 4th in the league. That's very handy as well. 10 points behind Kidderminster, who again, they must be local as well. 10 points behind Kidderminster, but we won't worry too much. Chambers is in behind again and scores again. This is exactly what we're talking about. Sometimes he's useless. Sometimes he'll just score goals all afternoon. It's 15 minutes in and he's scored twice. I hope it's going to be a scores goals all afternoon day. And there he is, look. Bang. From a tight angle as well. I mean, he's got no right to score that. Some of the misses that he has, it is bizarre that sometimes he'll score a goal like that and then other days he'll miss an absolute tap-in. I don't understand him, but I guess if he could do it all the time, he wouldn't be playing in this league. Rocker's been fouled and Ashley Chambers has the opportunity to finish his hat-trick before the 19th minute of the game. From the penalty spot. Oh, it's not before the 19th minute now. He needs to hurry up and get it done before the 20th minute. Have I seen Chambers take a penalty before? I don't even know if he can. He can. It's 3-0. Ashley Chambers has a hat-trick. We can take him off now. He's not going to get more than 3, is he? We might as well bring Orson on for 70 minutes. Chambers' work is done. I'm really tempted. I mean, if we were playing... It might have been sensible soccer back in the day when you did that on manager mode. Because I didn't always play all the matches. I'd sometimes just play manager. And... It just seemed impossible on that game on manager mode for a player to ever score. Well, it couldn't have been that. Did you watch the games in that? It might have even been old Championship Manager from years ago. There was a football management game at some point, Premier Manager maybe, where it just, I don't know if it was official, but it seemed to me like it was impossible for a player to score more than 3 goals. So once they had their 3rd goal, you'd just take them off. But there's every chance Chambers will just keep on scoring because now Nicholson has got his first. I'm saying his first because we're going to score for fun. So it's 4-0 after 23 minutes. It's set up by Chambers. So that's justifying Chambers still being on the pitch. I mean, Chambers, if he carries on like this, he could be on for our first 10 out of 10 performance of this series. Unbelievably, after that first 25 minutes, he's only on a 9.5. A hat-trick and assist. That's not enough for a 10 out of 10 in 25 minutes. You need a little bit more than that, apparently. But it'd be nice if he could find a way to get himself up to a 10 out of 10 because they're very rare and I like them. Right, let's not go and be conceding goals at the other end. That's not really what we're into today. So we need to get this clear. Hopefully this is just a highlight that builds a counter-attack for us. But it looks like they've had a shot. What nonsense is this? That's their first shot on target of the game. I don't plan on giving them any more. We've had 4 scored for. They've had 1 scored none. Yet another example of how we're better than Leamington. I do have to be a little bit careful because 4-0 isn't necessarily safe. Or it certainly wouldn't be in my Football Manager Mobile Christmas Challenge series that I'm doing at the moment, 10 o'clock every day on this channel, where we keep getting 4-4 draws. So I'm not as comfortable as I should be 4-0 up at half-time because I've grown accustomed to 4-4 draws now, and it feels the same as being 1-0 up. But let's hopefully just carry on doing what we're doing into this second half. I am thinking at what point do we take Ashley Chambers off, because he's just sat there on a 9.5. We don't need him to get injured. He's unlikely to be interested in scoring any more goals today. And Yorson's been in good form, and it probably would do him the world of good to get half an hour. But then Elliot Rocker, he's not having a good game. He's the worst player on the pitch. So should I bring Yorson on for Rocker and move Chambers over? That might even be the most sensible thing to do. Move Chambers to be the support striker for Yorson. Lend a bit of experience and excitement and whatnot. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to bring him on for Rocker, but we're going to swap him around like that. Oh, what just happened? And we're going to have Chambers supporting Yorson. And we're going to give Yorson half an hour playing as a poacher, see if he can add to our goal total, because you never know when goal difference might come in handy. Right, further substitution. I want to get Salmons on the pitch, but there's no, I mean, who do we bring him on for? Everyone's having a good game. We'll just bring him on for Wheatley, I guess. We're just making substitutions for the sake of it, really just to freshen things up a little bit. Diane can come on for... Oh, actually, we'll bring Waters on, because he hasn't played for ages. Bring him on for Lewis. Apparently I can't bring either of them on. Right, Waters is on now. Splendid. So, all substitutions made. We'll probably get an injury now, because I've just made unnecessary substitutions. And again, it's one of those things the game likes to punish you for sometimes, but hopefully not today. A goal in this second half would be nice. It's been very uneventful, and I haven't told them to just close the game down and make nothing interesting happen. Under the original Chapman's Law, by the way, they've had more clear-cut chances than we've had. They've had 2, we've had 1. I know we've had 4 half chances, but I think this still goes down officially as a mugging. And a 4-0 mugging is... I mean, that's horrific. They must be feeling awful at the moment. I really, really feel for them. Right, let's go and grab another goal here. I would just want to see us have an attack. I want to see Yorson, how he combines with Chambers. See if that's a combination we could use. We've only really played Yorson with Rocker so far. And here is Yorson, and that's 5-0. He wasn't combining with Chambers, but for the 3rd game in a row, I think, he's come off the bench as the poacher and grabbed a goal. He is pushing and pushing and pushing to start a football match. And it's a ball across from Waters, so 2 of the substitutions combining, and that's a lovely finish from Yorson. And how handy could this be on the run-in if we've got a 3rd striker who's going to score goals for us? Because that's not something I've had the pleasure of having down in the lower leagues on Football Manager yet this year. A backup striker who's going to score lots of goals for us. This is a ridiculous luxury that we shouldn't be allowed. Is Yorson in again here? He's chasing down their defender, and it looks, I mean, he almost got there as well. He's quick. Very quick. He's a winger, of course, by trade, so he's going to be quick. Right, Jones hopefully just deals with this comfortably. It'd be nice to grab a 6. 6-0 is always a very pleasant result. I almost want to... it's rare for me to care about clean sheets, but I'm not bothered about 5-1 or 5-0, but I'd really quite like a 6-0. 6-0 just screams dominance, and they can hear me, so they're going to do a 5-1, and we're not going to get to score. It's just uncalled for, that kind of behaviour. But who cares? We're winning. I mean, the 2 lads on the line didn't really make any attempt to block that, did they? Almost as if they know the match is won and it doesn't really matter. Right, are we going to grab a 6 here? I know I said I didn't want a 6-1, but it's better than 5-1, isn't it? And it'd be nice for Yorson to grab another goal, or Chambers to presumably set a club record by grabbing himself a 4th, because I doubt we've had many players score 4 goals in a game in the past. Right, Salmons to George. We've got about 7 seconds left. Just get it up to one of these front 2. They're both itching for another goal, but no one else is bothered about it, and that is that. We've won 5-1. We're back up to 4th in the league, I think that said. And next, there's 2 big, difficult games. Potentially even... There's an argument we go and do those ones tomorrow, Kidderminster, top of the table Kidderminster away from home, and then Crewe from the division. I think we do that. I think we go straight into that one tomorrow to really get a feel for how good we are. And we might even inject ourselves into the title picture, which would be marvellous. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.